Hello everyone, Durrani here from VG247, and here's everything you need to know about Gotham Knights. Gotham Knights is an open-world action RPG being developed by Warner Bros. Games Montreal, set to release October 25th, 2022 on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S. Gotham Knights is a brand new story away from the other Arkham games. Everyone's favorite Vengeance, aka Batman, aka Bruce Wayne, has died after a massive explosion somewhere in Gotham, and upon his death has self-destructed the Batcave, which has sent out a message to those he can trust. He can't trust the GCPD anymore, which I never thought Batman actually did trust the GCPD. It's more Jim Gordon who he trusted, but in Gotham Knights, Jim Gordon has already passed away, so the message goes out to his extended Bat family, Nightwing, Batgirl, Robin, and Red Hood, who are the 4 characters you can play, and it's up to them to step up and protect Gotham since the criminals will be extra busy once they find out Batman's dead. It is worth noting though that in a PlayStation blog they say Batman's apparent death, so who knows, he might be faking a death and maybe Batman is testing the squad to see if they're really up to the crime fighting challenge. The main opposing force and antagonists in Gotham Knights will be the Court of Owls, who are a secret society that sticks to the shadows but plays a huge part in the organized crime that goes on in Gotham, and are comprised of some of the wealthiest and influential families in the city. Some of the families are even said to have founded Gotham. Fan favorite villains will also show face in Gotham Knights and have their own story, like we've seen Penguin and Mr. Freeze, and I'm sure there'll be many more. I will say the Gotham WB Montreal have created looks really nice, and they're getting the most out of Unreal Engine 4 and doing some amazing things with the lighting here. We've only seen a snippet of Gotham from the gameplay, but any game that warrants having vehicles in it, you can assume is pretty big. But of course, the verticality is there also, so you can make use of the parkour, the grappling hook, and gliding with your capes. We do know that this Gotham has 5 different boroughs to explore that will have environmental changes as the story progresses, and you'll have to revisit them multiple times for different reasons, and from the very start you're free to explore the whole map, which is nice. Your HQ is the Belfry, which is a secret base built within the old Wayne Tower, which you'll get missions from and piece together the crew's detective work. While there are 4 characters to play, you can only play solo or 2-player co-op, but you can complete the whole game in co-op if you want. But the devs do say the game is focused and designed around it being a single-player game above all else. The combat is a lot flashier and over the top than you might expect from traditional Batman games, with Nightwing, Batgirl, Robin, and Red Hood having their own playstyles and separate progression systems. You can swap to any of them before the mission starts though, because it is one story for the whole team. A big point of discussion when Gotham Knights gameplay was first shown was the RPG elements in combat, like enemies having levels over their heads, damage numbers, gear, builds, crafting, and of course all sorts of loot dropping, which I personally don't mind. But if things like damage numbers aren't your style, you can adjust the HUD and turn them off. I'd like to know what you think of the RPG elements down below. It seems like there's loads of variety, and depending on the build, abilities, and gear you've chosen, it will allow you to approach each situation differently, which is a godsend because I'm not the biggest fan of stealth, so I'll be staying away from characters like Robin, who specialize in stealth. I think I'll be playing Red Hood since he's a brawler who focuses on gunplay, and Nightwing, who's all about flips and acrobatic fighting. And it sounds like fans of the other Batman games will like Batgirl's playstyle, who's laser focused on melee combat. One bit of information that I found interesting is that the neon glow on your weapons isn't just to look cool, but shows what sort of damage type you'll have on your crafted weapons. You're able to craft and level your melee weapon, ranged weapon, and your suit. And in regards to the suits, it'll be fun to see what other suit variations they'll allow us to use, because there is loads they could pull from the comics and other media. Another thing the developers noted is that you cannot outscale bosses or enemies per se. They will keep on par with your levels to maintain the challenge of the game. And the examples the devs use is that fighting Mr. Freeze at level 5 versus fighting him at level 15 are 2 very different things, and they are not just talking he's tankier, but will have different attack patterns and mechanics depending on what level you are. But that is all we know so far with Gotham Knights. The devs have been pretty silent since its initial announcement in 2021, but we'll keep you updated over at VG247.com with the latest news. But what do you think? Are you excited for Gotham Knights? Are the RPG elements throwing you off, or are they a welcome addition? Which of the Batman villains would you like to see make an appearance? I'm trying to see Scarecrow. I just want to see more Scarecrow in the films, in the games. Anyway, let us know down in the comments. My name is Durrani from VG247. Peace out, everyone.